Results from a study that looked at an experimental high school physical education program shows that 20 years later, skills learned in that class are still being implemented to positive effect. Here to talk more about the program is one of its developers, Professor Emeritus Chuck Corbin from ASU's College of Health Solutions. Good to have you here. Thanks
Great
for joining
to be here.
me.
Thank you for having me.
This is called conceptual physical education. What does that mean?
That's a pretty fancy name, but basically what it means is that you use a textbook and you have classroom sessions in addition to the typical activity classes. And many of the activity sessions are learning how to self-assess your own fitness, how to plan your own personal physical activity program for later in life.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, basically you ran the 50-yard dash, you see how many push-ups and pull-ups you can do and that sort of thing, and then you got a little patch or something. This is much different, isn't it?
It is, because the problem with those programs, well, there are a couple of problems. First of all, those tests in those days, probably when you took them, were what we call skill-related fitness. They related to more things like you might do it in an NFL combine, for example, whereas now we test for health-based fitness, cardiovascular fitness, strength, muscular endurance, body composition. And so it's quite different. But the key to it is, as you pointed out, is you can't just test and then let it go away. You've got to do something in between.
So what did these kids learn? It was a Mountain Pointe High School, I think?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
What did they learn in class, and what have they taken with them?
Well, they learn basically the what, why, and how of physical activity and self-management skills, concept, principles, the kind of things that are in the book. And the idea is that if you know what your needs are, you can learn how to solve your problems that you have and carry them out in the future. So it's classroom activities, videos, PowerPoint presentations, classroom discussions. There's all kinds of things that are involved.
And it sounds though you learned to set goals, you learned how to overcome behavioral barriers, these sorts of things?
Yeah, well, that's what self-management skills is central to the program, and those kind of things where you self-assess, you self-plan, you self-monitor, you set goals, and then you try to see if you can accomplish those, and then you reassess.
Yes.
and continue on.
So if I'm in the class and I can run this fast, or I can run this far, or I eat this much and I can keep a reasonable weight, that becomes like parameters, and I use that going forward? Is that how it works?
Well, yeah, you build a personal fitness profile, but I think a key, and I mentioned it before, is self-assessment. A lot of what we used to do was we did stuff to you. We give you the test, you take it, and we tell you what to do, you do it, and then when it's over, you say, well, what do I have now?
Right.
Now we teach students to assess themselves, and presumably you can use these skills of self-assessment to keep your profile current as you get older.
And 20 years later, talk to us about some of these students now. What are they doing now that shows that they're still with the program?
Well, a quick overview. We started in '89. I went to the school board, Tempe Union High School districts, although it's in Phoenix. Can we do this? Yes. We implemented the program in '91 and '92. Then we followed them when they were juniors and seniors, again when they were 2 years out of high school, and then 20 years later. We used the same survey every time, and what it showed is that if you do this program compared to controls or national samples, you're much less likely to be inactive, and you're much more likely to do moderate health-based activity later in life. And this was a survey, we got the help on Facebook of the reunion committee 20 years after these, actually it was 24 because they were freshmen.
Right.
And 20 years after they graduated, 24 years after they took the class, and they just said, you know, half of them said, we still use that stuff. Half of them said, I remember what I learned.
Can adults use that stuff?
They are adults. These are people that are...
But I mean, can you start as an adult using it?
Oh, sure, yeah. That was a question I always get asked. It's interesting because I speak to adult groups. I've spoken to 44 state conventions of physical educators, and the kids tell me, you should go tell the old folks, And the old folks said you should tell the kids. It's never too late.
Yeah, yeah. But when you start, again, you have to self-assess. And I noticed something that you talk about is set reasonable goals. Don't overshoot.
Right.
Yeah. Is that a problem?
Yeah, it is. Case in point, I hurt my right shoulder, and so I can't do overhand movements. Thought I was going to have a shoulder replacement, so I self-diagnosed myself, and I was overdoing it. So I go to a physical therapist, and they say, look, you may be expert in this,
yes,
but you're not a physical therapist.
Yes.
So I scaled it back, doing just fine.
And again, the whole idea, it includes eating healthy as well, doesn't it? I mean, it's the entire gamut of staying healthy as you age.
It's healthy behaviors, and that's what the College of Health Solutions is finding solutions to health problems. And so, yes, this is eating well, maintaining a healthy weight, managing your stress, doing healthy things that lead to, lifelong habits that will keep you where you want to be.
And the response so far from folks who thought this may be a little pie in the sky early on, they're convinced now, aren't they?
Yeah, when we first started, I said I wanted to do a textbook to all the publishers. I said, they'll never use it. Well, the college version of this is in its 50th year now, 17th edition. Turns out they will use it.
Well, they have used it, and that 20-year study is proof enough. Congratulations on that, and congratulations on a great career of just helping folks stay healthy and stay active.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, great work. Thank you.